Thoughts from the trail. I'm Scott Anderson.
Hello from the trail. I had an experience the other day I wanted to share with you, and I think there's actually a little lesson that comes out of it. Last week I went up to the Salt Flats to photograph a sunrise out on the Bonneville Salt Flats, where obviously it's flat and there's just a thin layer of water. The reflections are beautiful. Well, when I went home to process the pictures and video, I made a video kind of highlighting the trip, and I always title my videos with both English and with Chinese titles because I have a lot of my friends on social media are in China. And so I was titling a video that was a shot with the drone. And of course, you know, the drone goes up in the air and flies. And so I was being clever with the title of the video, and I called it Getting High at the Salt Flats. Now, naturally, there's a double entendre there. However, when I went to translate it into Chinese, I had this suspicion that I should check what the translation says. And this is what Getting High at the Salt Flats translates to in Chinese. Zai yan tan shang ji shi da ma. And when I looked up, I did a reverse translation on it, and it turns out that that stands for smoking marijuana at the Salt Flats. Now, naturally, my title was called Getting High, and I was referring to altitude, but the translation mistook the title and came up with something very different, although in the same vein, but definitely different and definitely inappropriate for the video. So naturally, I came up with a different way of addressing the video in Chinese. I'm showing screenshots here of the actual translations for your benefit because it's just kind of fun to see what it looks like. So what the funny thing is, my message and my double entendre about getting high using the drone aerial photography was lost in translation because the translator app mistook what I was trying to say and actually really changed it in a very significant way. So naturally I had to make adjustments. But the interesting thing is, this is something that can happen to us in our lives, even if it has nothing to do with a different language. Even if both parties speak English or Chinese or Spanish, whatever, same language, we can have similar things happen. And some of the ways that these things happen are due to the method of the communication. So it certainly can happen just in general speaking, but I think it's also maybe even more likely through text messages where we try to be brief, email messages, maybe even a handwritten letter, if anybody still does those. So the point is, for some strange reason, I was prompted to check the translation, which I don't know if I've ever done it before for a video. But this time I was prompted. I felt this feeling I should check it, and it turns out what I was trying to communicate was not what was communicated, and it got lost in translation. Well, I'm sure if you've been in any relationship in your life, you have experienced some form of this, where one party is trying to say one thing and the other party understands it in a either slightly different way or in a totally different way. This happens in our relationships of all kinds. Close loved ones, husbands, wives, boyfriend, girlfriends, family members, co-workers. And the good news is we probably are also all aware of some things that we can do to mitigate the chance of this happening. And that can include one of these things where you might ask the person, so could you say back to me in your words what you thought you heard? Or even you in a communication with somebody, even without being asked, can randomly say, okay, this is what I heard you say. Did I get that right? And while that may not eliminate any opportunity for miscommunication, it certainly can make a big difference and go a long way, and even have the secondary benefit of demonstrating that you really care about the communication and you want to make sure you get it right. So, communication, let me put it this way, strong communication leads to strong relationships. Lazy and sloppy communication, and even mistaken communications, can throw roadblocks into the middle of relationships. So I invite us to think about, are there any of our messages that we communicate that are getting lost in translation? And conversely, are there others who are communicating with us where their message is getting lost? It's good to be aware, and I hope that you'll join me in thinking about that. How can we improve our ability to ensure our communication does not get lost? Well, that's what I'm thinking about on this lovely and overly warm winter afternoon here in Utah. Hopefully my message came across loud and clear. And if you don't mind, tell me what you heard me say today. Anyhow, that's what I'm thinking about. Have a great day. I'll see you next time on the trail.